Well, alongside me is Raghuram Rajan, the former chief economist at the IMF and a professor of finance at the Booth School of Business at the University of Chicago. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, this is actually your new book. You were the one that predicted this mess in the European economy 2 years before it happened, or worldwide. What's your prediction for today? Are we going to see a double dip?
Well, I think it differs from area to area. Certainly not in the emerging markets. Probably not in the United States. I think there is still a question about Europe, especially given the stimulus is being withdrawn. But my sense is that we are in recovery mode. We are in recovery mode, but the first impetus of recovery, the inventory rebalancing, the stimulus, all that is wearing off. So we are in a dangerous period. We will slow down a little bit, but hopefully not to a double dip.
We're in a dangerous period because if these austerity measures are too strong, then everything can fall like a pack of cards.
Everything can potentially fall. On the other hand, there is the flip side of not doing the austerity, which is if there's confidence lost in government bonds, for example, and then loss of confidence in banks because banks rely on government support, that could also cause further problems. So we're in a difficult position.
But we've had some concerning rumors actually out of the U.S. about the economy is not as strong as we're thinking. What are you expecting from the jobs data today?
Well, the strength was never as strong as the first 2 quarters of this year suggested, because that was stimulus-led, inventory-led recovery. That's wearing off. There is some fall-off in consumer confidence, especially in the lower-income segments, not so much in the upper-income segments. So, my sense is we will see some job weakness. I have no prediction on the job data today, and I would be as interested in what it says as anybody else. I do think the recovery is going to be slow. The last 2 recoveries have been jobless. Here we have a recovery in the face of tremendous financial stress. So the jobs recovery is going to be relatively slow. This is going to give tremendous impetus for people to push Congress to do more, for people to push the Fed to go beyond zero interest rates. Can you do a lot more quantitative easing? And the question is whether that kind of pressure will result in good policies or bad policies which roil the market even more.
But we also need to find a new consumer in the world. It seems that the U.S. consumer isn't just strong enough to withhold, the world economy. Will China act up and actually become the newest consumer?
It can't in the short run because, China had the mother of all stimulus packages in 2008, 2009. That created strong growth. We saw the numbers this morning. Looked like it was even better than the Chinese government thought. But eventually, that has its consequences. China has been pushing on the brakes very hard over the last few months because it's worried about the credit growth. So China is going to slow down a little bit. How much? Again, it's hard to say. But added to that is the fact that across the world, the stimulus packages are wearing off. Growth will shift eventually to the emerging markets. It doesn't happen overnight, probably 2 or 3 years.
We only have 20 seconds left. I just wanted to talk about this very quickly because you go through actually the problems with the central banks and whether the government are doing enough to push us through out of recession.
And whether we are heading towards yet another crisis in the future if we don't change things.
In 10 seconds, are we heading towards another crisis?
My sense is eventually we'll fix things. And, the book is about how we can, but fingers crossed.
Eventually, not too optimistic. Thank you so much.